Hi, I'm James Knott, and I wanted to tell you about our recent trip to the Columbus Winter Beerfest 2012. The Better Beer Authority crew packed up the gear and headed to the Columbus Convention Center. This year it was held in Convention Hall D, a much larger room than they've had in the past. And it's a good thing, because they had a much larger crowd, over 7,000 people. Unlike the past Beerfest events, this year's Beerfest was one night only instead of two. Craig Johnson, the organizer of the event, said that a scheduling conflict at the convention center was the reason for the schedule change. This year's festival was an absolute blast. There were over 260 different beers to try, and many of the local brewers were in attendance. To me, what makes this event special is the amount of great Ohio beer you can get your hands on. Like 4 String Brewing, a new brewery in the heart of Columbus, Barley's Brewing Company, Elevator Brewing Company, Columbus Brewing Company, Neal House Brewery, Rivertown Brewing Company, Fatheads Brewery, Maumee Bay Brewing Company, the KETTLE TAPROOM, Cellar Rats Brewery, Mount Carmel Brewing Company, Thirsty Dog Brewing Company, Weasel Boy Brewing, and Wooden Shoe Brewing Company. The Better Beer Authority was well represented. We had 7 guys in attendance. We had a cool stage to shoot from with a great vantage point over the whole convention center. Our plan, to shoot an episode telling you about some of our favorite beers at the festival, and to interview as many brewers as possible to share all the excitement going on in the Ohio beer scene. But, and this is a big but, I forgot to set one very crucial setting on our camera, and all of our audio turned out to be garbage. Here's a sample.
We can branch into some different language. We have Dust Fetch in Oktoberfest.
So, I'm just gonna tell you about the brewers we talked to. First up, the big news at the festival came from Fatheads Brewery in Cleveland, Ohio. Brewer Chris Altmont told us about how he was leaving Gordon Bierce to go work in the brand new Fatheads production facility that was being built. Watch your store shelves because bottles of Fatheads could be coming to a store near you. Jason Roper, an owner and brewer of Rivertown Brewing Company in Cincinnati, told us that they've been doubling their capacity each year. They just added a 5,000 square foot expansion on their brewery that triples their production potential in 2012. They are now available throughout Ohio, Kentucky, Indiana, and might soon be in Tennessee. Neal House Brewery is a relatively new brewery with a homebrew shop that is located on the east side of Columbus near the airport. Brewmaster Patrick Kelleher told me about how he was upgrading his brewery, which was a 1-barrel system, to a 3.5 barrel system, over tripling the capacity, but still teeny tiny. Jay and Lori Wintz are married, and they are the proprietors of Weasel Boy Brewing Company. They told us about being the first and only brewery to operate in Zanesville, Ohio since Prohibition. They also won a medal at the Great American Beer Festival for their Anastasia Russian Imperial Stout. If you're ever driving through Zanesville, you should stop by and try it. That's it from the Columbus Winter Beerfest 2012. I'd like to encourage you to visit the event in the future. It's a great event, a great way to support the Ohio brewing scene. It's also a great way to support the Big Joe Duskin Music Foundation, which is what the event is all about. Next time I promise to capture tons of great video and audio. I'm James Knott, and this is your Better Beer Authority.
Better Beer Authority, Better Beer Authority.